Hey everybody, it's Matt Fears from Avid here once again at the Sundance Film Festival in Park City, Utah. As you know, we're out here meeting editors, directors, composers, sometimes all the above. There's a lot going on at Sundance. This is the 40th anniversary. One of the things they're doing here is celebrating big influential films from Sundance past. 20 years ago, I can't even say it, relentless young filmmaker named Ondi Timoner broke onto the scene with a film called Dig. It's about the intersection of two bands, the Brian Jonestown Massacre and the Dandy Warhols, and the insanity that ensued. Well, Ondi and her brother David are back with Dig Double X.
Sure.
We're gonna
Dig
go with
20,
that.
Dig 20, Dig XX.
Dig XX, Dig Double X, Dig whatever you want to call it.
Supersized.
They're back.
Yeah.
Supersized.
XXL.
The Super Bowl of Dig.
The Super. So I know memory can be a tough thing, Ondi, but go back 20 years to the original Dig and being
Yes.
here at Sundance. What was it that made you and David want to do the original Dig? What was the genesis of that idea and the challenge of seeing that through? Because I think it was a 7-year journey even
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm going to start with the beginning of your question,
Okay.
which
There's
is
probably
it's a
5 of them
three-part
in there,
question.
yeah.
There's three. So the first part is Sundance 20 years ago. I had an 11-week-old baby who's now 20, just turned 20, and he's 6'5", and he was just this little tiny baby. And when I won Sundance, I thanked him for the deadline I couldn't push, because David and I started the film together, but David also had a baby,
Yeah,
and
and
he
a
had to
baby
kind of
and
get
a
into
4-year-old.
reality TV.
I had a baby and a
which
4-year-old.
he's now
20 years
you know,
ago.
at the top
Yeah.
of the reality TV game, and tired of that, so he came back to Dig.
Okay.
But I was just like holding the bag kind of for 4 years. I was editing this film that we had shot 2,500 hours for. Now, what's funny, and this is an interview for Avid, is that Avid could only read DV, okay, mini DV. Avid could not read high 8 because it predated Avid,
Yeah, I don't
and
think
we
high
shot
8 even
high
had the
8.
right
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
time
So we
code.
shot,
Yeah.
right, we shot regular 8 and high 8. So
Yeah.
we had to transfer all of those to beta. So we made a whole new series called DT. It was
Dot
in.
trans.
You want to talk about insanity? There's like on.
Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah, there's on-camera insanity, and then there's the 4 years
The
of post-production.
archives, yeah.
So when I won
Yeah.
for Dig, I thanked my son for the deadline I couldn't push, because it was like I could have gone on editing forever, but when I was pregnant out to here and Anton was like screaming out of the Avid, I was like, I can't bring this rock saga into motherhood. These two things cannot happen together.
No.
So I finished that, and we came to Sundance 20 years ago,
We
and I
did.
think it's you haven't been back here since, have you?
No, I came back for We Live in Public.
Oh, you came back, yeah,
yeah,
to
yeah,
support.
yeah, yeah.
And
So
we-
this is my third time now. Yeah.
yeah, but David,
yeah.
David is really responsible for the editing of the. I cut the first one. I'm like, it's your turn.
Mhm.
So he
Yeah.
did Dig Double
Yeah,
X.
she's a little busy right now, and so yeah, I took on Dig Double X, and it's been fun. It's been fun digging back into the footage. We had a bunch of young folk come out and dig into the archives, and you know, we had to figure out how to jerry rig the media back in from back in the day. This SD footage in.
Yeah, if anybody needs any decks, we've got
Yeah,
some
we got some
recorder,
old,
we got some
weird old
beta,
decks
some
that-
high 8.
that new
regular.
computers don't like
Yeah.
very much. So
We shot everything.
yeah.
We even shot film. We shot
Yeah.
16, 35, Super 8.
Yeah.
You know, all formats
Yeah.
are in this movie. And
It's
now
a
it's 40
melange.
minutes longer.
Okay,
Yeah.
so obviously it's not the same film you released. As we were talking about earlier with Dave, he's like, we didn't just upscale it and color correct it again and put a fresh coat of paint on it. This is a new film in a lot of ways. What are those elements that make it a new film?
Well, we basically went back. We realized that we had shot all these amazing scenes that we really wanted to tell, and we brought in Joel Guion, the tambourine player from the Brian Jonestown Massacre.
Who's actually a brilliant author and
Yeah,
writer.
His book is
and
coming out February 29th on White Rabbit Books. Please pre-order it.
in the
Yeah.
Jingle Jangle Jungle.
Yeah,
it's
it's
called.
an
But
amazing
he
book,
was
yeah.
like putting out writing on Patreon.
Yeah.
David was following him on Patreon. And he was like, Ondi, you should listen to this, because we were thinking about doing a series, like an animated series, a la like Midnight Express, Midnight Gospel,
Yeah.
or like Tales from the Tour Bus, but
yeah.
like of Dig, because we have so much extra footage.
Yeah.
But there's scenes that he was talking about that move in and
They
out of the
dovetail in and
documentary.
out of our actual footage,
So we
yeah.
started listening, and we were like, you know what? Why don't we? Like, Dig was
Add
such
some
an
scenes,
innovation
yeah.
in the first place. We can't just come out with like an extended anniversary cut. We need to like reimagine.
Right.
You know, let's do something that's never been done. So we contacted Joel. We're like, fingers crossed. He says yes, and he said yes, and we all got on a Zoom, and we just started riffing. And it was one of like 5 Zooms that we had that were hours long, where we kind of like, we would write stuff, and then he would collab.
Yeah.
And we came up with this new script for
Right.
Dig that is I mean, honestly, I think it's better than the original.
Yeah, because a lot of
because of his writing.
Right, it's because of his writing, and because of a lot of the stuff that had to be sort of compressed, and we didn't have the way to explain it in the first. Now we have this other voice that can come in and like really unpack the drama, unpack the story
Inside the band
Yeah.
that frankly was the main character band.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
they're really the main
you know,
character
Brian
band.
Jonestown Massacre and the Dandy Warhols, and the Brian Jonestown really, in a way, I think they have a little more screen time, but the voice, Courtney Taylor of the Dandy Warhols, did the most brilliant narration. And it's not like we took anything out of the original. We just added Joel in.
It's like a new layer.
So it's like
yeah,
balances the scales between
new
the two
layer.
bands.
Yeah,
And then the last 10 minutes, thanks to Joel, we were able to take like 2004 and go to 2024
Yeah.
and update the film with the most insane ending.
yeah, really
So,
wonderful ending.
yeah.
It's like a heartwarming ending. It actually, it's
And-
all it's
and
all the
heartbreaking.
feelings.
It's all the feels.
It's all the feels, and it's funny. It's hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah, the ending is actually like
Amazing.
yeah. So so definitely like I know it's
We're really excited.
220. It's a long one, but it's worth it at the end. It really.
I'm really,
pays off
really
nicely.
grateful to the kids that came in. You know,
Uh-huh.
his son who was born, you know, who kind
He
of
was 4 years old.
was 4 years old when Dig
Yeah,
came out.
Yeah.
It was digging through the archives, and this kid named Zach White, who just came over from Vienna with his parents, Krista and Ray. They all moved into a house in Pasadena to dig through the archives all summer long. And we'd be like, hey, what about, wait, the Brian Jonestown went to the UK. Let's show that. And what else happened in Japan?
Right, yeah. Go
And
into
like,
all the Japan footage.
you know,
and
like,
find some good stuff.
you know,
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
we would just count on these kids to dig through the archives
Yeah.
and find these moments. And they had to learn how to use old tapes, and they had
Oh,
to
yeah.
learn how to use Avid,
Yeah.
which was awesome.
I know.
And then to my brother,
Yeah.
and we just, what I love about it is, as you know, Matt, I've been making, you know, I've made 11 films or something since then, features, and then also docs, lots of shorts. And I just feel like I've never laughed this hard since then. Do you know what I mean? Since
Yeah.
27.
It still holds up. It's like, you know, sometimes you
laughing
go
all the
back to
time.
movies from your childhood, like for instance, like Police Academy. I loved it as a kid. Now it's not that good. That's just my take. But anyway, this one holds
Sorry.
up.
Sorry,
Police
producers
Academy.
of-
Sorry, Steve Gutenberg. But this one like really holds up. I mean, I'm
You
biased.
just
but it
laugh out
does.
loud.
Yeah, it's funny
laugh
stuff.
out
Yeah,
loud.
Yeah.
I was saying to somebody today, I don't think there'll be another, like, she's like, I'm just not laughing. Like, I'm seeing all these films here, I'm not laughing. I'm like, come to dig. Besides that, my old ass, I laughed very hard last
good. We're
night.
talking about that
I
tomorrow.
laughed
Yeah,
very
yeah.
hard
Oh,
tonight
good.
last night.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
But
Well,
I was like, in the doc genre, I bet Dig is the funniest.
I bet it will just being here with you two. I bet it's the funniest. I think you're the only brother sister filmmaking team I've talked to, so I have to ask about that dynamic. Clearly, you vibe pretty well in an interview.
Yeah,
How do you
yeah.
get along in the cutting room?
We're good. I mean, you know, I'm not afraid to like. I get angry sometimes. I get
a little
ornery.
angry
I
with
get I just like. Here's the thing. Andi's like an incredibly exacting director. She's a great director because she knows what she wants. The worst directors are the ones who are like, I don't know. Yeah. She knows what she wants, but it's usually like, you know, it takes a really long time to get there because, you know, you think you've nailed it, and she's like, yeah, but what about? Yeah, but what about? And it's like, you know. But no. So sometimes, and you know, sometimes I have to say.
But
I
he
say, I need
also
to get to
told my
sleep. Yeah.
mom,
Oh, did I? But I
who's
tell her?
also his mom,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of figured.
Our mom. Yep.
our mom,
Yeah.
he told her that usually he's never hasn't worked with anybody, and now I'm insulting everybody he's ever worked with.
Uh-oh.
No, that he hasn't worked with anybody who knows exactly like what says what the problem is, but also points out
No,
the
it's
solution,
great.
which I took as a
That's
high
what I
compliment.
that's
I
true.
think it
No,
is.
she's
But there's
great.
like 5
She's great.
layers of solutions. That's
She's-
the only thing
Yeah,
to get
she's
to perfect.
great to work with. She's amazing to work with. But it is like definitely like, you know,
Down to the
not as
frame.
chill as reality TV. Hi everyone at Fox Alternative Entertainment. You guys are great, and I appreciate the, you know, the just sort of like professional workmanship vibe we got going. But she's like go time. You know, it's like a 100-yard sprint for a marathon with her, and there's like, you know, a nice easy paced marathon.
Look,
you know?
Dave Grohl called it a masterpiece. We have to maintain that standard.
Yeah, no,
Jonah
no,
Hill
no.
compared
No.
to the Goodfellas.
Yeah, this is basically
So-
this is basically the argument that always
Goodfellas of
happens.
rock
This
documentaries.
always happens. I always go, Ondi, I get it, but do we? Why? Like, it was good, and she's like, it's my job to make it better, and like, okay,
It's my job to make it
And I
perfect.
know she's gonna always say that. So you know.
Wow. Well, I mean,
But we love each other. We've
We
had
love
we've
each
had a
other. We love
we've
each
had a
other.
blast.
Yeah, it's been
and we
really-
founded Interloper Films
It's
together.
been really fun.
It's been so much fun. Yeah.
You guys
We
hide
talk
that
every day,
enthusiasm
and
very
we're like-
well.
Yeah, we're like partners in crime on this one. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
like really cool.
And that's why I've been looking forward to this all week. I knew how much fun you were going to be. You know, Dig, a movie so great they made it twice. You
That's
know,
right. There
and
you
as
go.
you heard it from them, the people are loving it. Dave Grohl loves it. Jonah Hill loves it. The audiences love it.
Lots of fans, that have been asking over the years. I didn't say this. Like, that was the thing. The tapes weren't getting any younger. You know, technically we started shooting this 27 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
So some of these tapes are hurting. And it was like, it's now or never,
Right.
you know?
Before they turn to
And
dust.
so many fans have said over the years, like, oh my God, I've watched Dig 50 times, or oh my God, I have Dig. It's the only DVD. Adam Del Deo from Netflix literally just told me it's the only physical DVD that I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And like our friend Jackie, who's a very like well-off, fine person, she stole it from the video store, and her husband's like, "What the fuck?" You know. So it's like that level of like love for
People
the film,
people
and they
love
wanted
it,
us to make a
love it.
second one.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Steal
I'm like,
this
I'm
movie.
not
Yeah,
going
yeah,
back
yeah.
out with those bands. You know, like it's not happening.
No, it's not.
Dig 2 is not happening. But then it's like, but we could make it. We could make a cool second
Yeah.
version. Yeah.
Well, I know you did. And tapes aren't the only thing that are getting older and hurting. I am too. So I'm going to let you guys go because I know you have a lot of press to do. Ondi, David, thank you very much for coming by and talking to us. Can't wait to see it myself. You know, get me a screener, will you?
Can you come Tuesday night?
I'm gone by then. But, you know,
All right.
Some
get
other
you, we'll
time.
get you. We'll fix you.
All
Fix you
right.
up. We're gonna come out. Like we're gonna sell the movie here. So.
I had no doubts.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it right here from Sundance. One more time, David and Ondi from Dig XX, Dig XX, Dig 20, whatever you want to call it. Go see it and stay with us here on the Avid social media channels.
Thank you, Avid.
Thanks, Adam.